I guess I could speak for most people that own quality home espresso machines that when you travel, you go to hotels, caravanning, camping, finding quality coffee can be a bit of a challenge. So you'd think there'd be a lot of portable options out there, but at the time when I was looking, there weren't really anything that made good quality coffee. So I was lucky that I had the skills to be able to make things, and back in 2009 I made the Rossa Hand Espresso, and it was it was a bit of an eye opener when I first made that, because I thought my home coffee machine was pretty good, but when I started making coffee out of this thing, out of the Rossa, it really made coffee. It was just so much better quality than the conventional machines. And I didn't know it at the time, but it was mostly because of the profile. I was just the natural profile that I'd use with it was around about 6 bar with it, with a nice steady ramp up, and that seems to be the key. And I see that some commercial machines are catching up on that and trying the 6 bar profiles, but I didn't care about pressure profiling and any of that sort of stuff back then. All I wanted was good coffee, and I just wanted something that was a machine that was small and portable, that I could take camping in places like this. And so when I designed the Rossa, it was really all about compact size and portability. That was the main priority. And when I made it, it was never meant to be for anyone else other than myself. But after I made it and started to use it for a while, I found that the quality of the coffee was just so much better than you get anywhere else. So I thought, okay, probably should make a few more of these and start selling them. And in 2009, I started doing that, and 2024 now, so they've been out there for about 15 years, and and there's been a lot of happy people. But the problem I've had with it is servicing. Like, while it's very easy to service, like I can do it in a couple of minutes, but not everyone has that kind of same mechanical aptitude, so to speak. And I found that while a lot of people were just like me, they had no problem, but there are some people that had had trouble, particularly loosening the cap. It could get really tight, and it has a particular, well, the old model had a particular technique that you needed to use to loosen it. But anyway, I thought that I don't want people having trouble servicing these things. I spent a lot of time making them, and they're really good quality, and they should outlast their owner by a long way. It's really an heirloom product. You stick it in your will and keep it going. Buy some spares, and the thing you stick it in a pyramid and it'll probably still be there in the future. But anyway, I decided to look, after 15 years, I looked at the problems that people were having. I also looked at things that I'd like to improve, and I went back to the drawing board and kind of redesigned all the internals and come up with the latest versions, the 2024 model, and it's really good. It's a really nice machine now. Like, I've definitely made a focus on portability, hence why I've done this video out where I use these things. I use them at home every day because they just make better coffee than my home machine, so it really doesn't get only for visitors who don't really know what good coffee is. So I use this machine at home. This is the HC. I normally use the HCP, but I like the HC for portability because it's just so much smaller and easier to transport. And this new version has really been focused on the portability. So I just want to run you through the watch change from the previous model, and one thing you can see right at the top now, it's got a thumb screw that you can just unscrew that to remove the handle. So just pop it off so it's easier to travel. And the old model used to have to loosen the cap, and that would get very tight and difficult for some people to remove. And also the spindle assembly used to come out the top, and where this one is the opposite, it actually goes out the bottom. So it's got 3 screws at the top, so I'm just going to undo them. So I used to have 6 vent holes at the top that 3 of them now have screws in them, and 3 are still the vent holes. So you just take the screws out and then just push it down and it's out. I'm out here camping with a screwdriver and I can take it apart in seconds. And I'm not going to take it apart here now, but to replace the piston seal, it's got 2 32mm hexes machined on the pistons. That's all been completely redesigned. It's got a different thrust bearing assembly inside. That's even easier to replace as well. So all you do is, it's 2 adjustable wrenches, undo that and put a new seal on it, do them back up. And so to put it back together, what you need to do is line up the screw holes, slide it up through the bottom. Just line those screws up. Just push it in a little bit with your finger, hold it there. Pop the screw in. Now these don't need to be tight, just nip them up. That's it. Pop the handle back on. And she's good to go. The insert at the top, it's machined out of acetal, which is a hard engineering plastic. Now that's actually been used in the previous Rossa model for many years, so it doesn't wear out. It's it's actually really good. So the difference in this one, to be able to make the spindle go through, I had to modify the top of the cap and poke the threaded insert through, so it looks pretty good, and it now enables the spindle go out through the bottom, which is pretty good. So when I did this redesign, what I wanted to be able to do is ensure that earlier models could be upgraded. In fact, this particular one was one of the first Rossas I made, and I did the upgrade to that. I mean, it looks exactly the same as the new one. So if anyone has an old one that they want to upgrade, and there's a link in the store with the Rossa HC HEP upgrade. You can click on that and you can send it in. I can do the upgrade. Then after that, you can just buy some spare seals, and it'll be easy to service it going forward, and you'll never have to be sent back for any reason as far as servicing goes. And yeah, as long as you got enough seals, you could stick it in your will. You could pass it on to your kids, and they can have good coffee when they come camping as well. But anyway, it looks like the tide's finally coming in, so I can. I'm landlocked in here until the tide comes up. I've got some crab pots in that's been overnight. The boat's floating now, so I can go get the pack the boat up and go pick up the crab pots, and hopefully I'll have some crabs and head home. Alright, bye bye.